Welcome to a journey into the shadowy depths of our collective fears. For millennia, stories whispered around flickering fires and tales passed down through generations have carried warnings of beings that exist just beyond the veil of our reality. Demons. From the desolate wastelands to the comfort of your very home, these entities are said to lurk. Their presence a chilling reminder of the darkness that resides not just out there, but within us all. They are the embodiment of our deepest fears, our darkest desires given form. Tonight we venture into this terrifying landscape to explore the lore and the legends, to understand the different forms these entities take and the very real power they hold. Prepare yourself, for the path ahead is not for the faint of heart. Our journey begins not on Earth, but amidst the celestial spheres, in a realm of unimaginable light and divine power. It is here, according to ancient texts, that the seeds of darkness were first sown. Imagine, if you will, angels, beings of pure light, cast out of heaven for daring to rebel against the divine order. Their beauty, once radiant, became twisted, their forms contorted by rage and bitterness. These are the fallen angels, forever banished from the heavens, condemned to roam the earthly plane. Chief among them, a name whispered in fear and awe, Lucifer. Once the most beloved, his fall from grace was as swift as it was devastating. He became a beacon for other rebellious angels, a charismatic leader who offered power and freedom in exchange for loyalty. The very air crackles with the weight of his presence, his influence a subtle poison that whispers in the shadows, tempting humanity towards darkness. But Lucifer is not alone in his exile. He is joined by legions of fallen brethren, each with their own terrifying power. Among the most unsettling are the Nephilim. Born of forbidden unions between angels and human women, they are creatures of immense size and strength, their very existence a violation of the natural order. Imagine, if you will, the horror of our ancestors, encountering these monstrous beings in the primeval forests, their eyes burning with an infernal light. The Nephilim became a symbol of chaos and destruction, their presence a harbinger of war and suffering. Though their reign of terror is said to have been brief, their legend lives on, a chilling reminder of the power that the fallen angels wield. These are not simply monsters in the night. They are beings of immense spiritual power, capable of influencing the very fabric of our reality. Their rebellion against heaven serves as a constant reminder of the fragility of our own world, the ever-present threat of darkness encroaching upon the light. As darkness descends and the veil between worlds thins, we turn our attention to a different kind of demon, one whose power lies not in brute force, but in seduction and temptation. These are the succubi and incubi, creatures of alluring beauty and insatiable desire, who prey upon the most vulnerable aspects of the human psyche. Imagine, if you will, lying in the stillness of the night, your dreams filled with visions of unimaginable pleasure. A figure approaches, their beauty so intense it borders on the unreal. This is the succubus, a demon who takes the form of a beautiful woman, her touch a promise of ecstasy and oblivion. But her embrace is a deadly one. She feeds on the life force of her victims, draining them of their energy until they are left as empty shells, their bodies ravaged, their minds teetering on the brink of madness. The men she preys upon become shadows of their former selves, consumed by a longing they can neither understand nor escape. The incubus, her male counterpart, is no less insidious. He appears to women in the depths of the night, his form tailored to their deepest desires. He offers them forbidden pleasures, his touch igniting a fire within them that threatens to consume them entirely. But his gifts come at a terrible price. The women he visits are plagued by nightmares that bleed into their waking hours, their minds haunted by his touch, their bodies aching for his return. They become trapped in a cycle of desire and despair, their lives slowly unraveling under the incubus's insidious influence. These demons are a reminder that our desires, while a fundamental part of what makes us human, can also be our undoing. They exploit our vulnerabilities, our longing for connection and pleasure, twisting them into weapons against us. The succubi and incubi are a stark reminder that not all that glitters is gold, and that sometimes the most alluring temptations can lead to the darkest of fates. From the seductive embrace of the night, we journey now to the very edge of our perception, to the realm of the shadow people. These are not demons of grand pronouncements or overt aggression. They are the embodiment of primal fear, the unseen horrors that lurk at the periphery of our vision. Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine, a sudden awareness that you are not alone, though your eyes show you nothing? That feeling, that instinctive shudder of primal terror, that is the hallmark of the shadow people. They are often described as flitting movements in the darkness, fleeting glimpses of humanoid forms with no discernible features. They are there one moment, gone the next, leaving behind a residue of unease and dread that clings to the very air. Some believe they are interdimensional beings, accidentally crossing over into our reality. Others claim they are the embodiment of negative energy, drawn to places of pain and suffering. But their true nature remains a mystery, shrouded in the same darkness they seem to emanate. What is known is that the shadow people seem to feed on fear itself. The more terror they evoke, the stronger their presence becomes. They are drawn to those who are already vulnerable, their minds clouded by grief, anxiety, or exhaustion. The experience of encountering a shadow person can be profoundly unsettling. Victims describe feelings of being watched, followed, even mentally assaulted. Some report hearing whispers, disembodied voices that seem to seep into their very thoughts. There is a theory that the shadow people are not inherently malicious, but rather curious observers, drawn to our world by the intensity of human emotion. But whether they are malevolent entities or simply lost souls, their presence is a chilling reminder that there are forces at work in our world that we do not and perhaps cannot fully comprehend. We turn now from the shadows to confront a different kind of demonic threat, one that does not rely on brute force or terrifying appearances, but on cunning, manipulation, and the insidious power of deception. These are the trickster demons, masters of disguise and manipulation, who delight in sowing chaos and discord wherever they go. Imagine, if you will, a figure of strange charisma, promising power and knowledge in exchange for your loyalty. This is Pazuzu, an ancient Assyrian demon, whose very name evokes images of famine, plague, and locusts blotting out the sun. Yet he is a master of disguise, able to take on less threatening forms to deceive and manipulate his victims. He might appear as a trusted advisor, a helpful stranger, even a comforting friend, all the while working to achieve his own sinister ends. Then there is Baal, a demon of chaos and indulgence, who thrives on turning people against each other. He whispers temptations in the ears of the powerful, driving them to acts of greed, betrayal, and violence. He is a master of manipulating events from the shadows, orchestrating wars and toppling empires with a whisper and a well-placed lie. The true danger of the trickster demons lies in their subtlety. They are masters of exploiting our weaknesses, our insecurities, and our inherent desire for easy answers. They offer us shortcuts to power and wealth, whispering temptations that appeal to our basest desires. But their promises are hollow. Their gifts always come with a hidden price. Those who fall prey to their deceptions often find themselves on a path of self-destruction, their lives spiraling out of control as the trickster demon revels in the chaos they have wrought. These demons are a reminder that things are not always as they seem, and that even the most harmless-looking individual can harbor dark secrets. They teach us to be wary of those who offer us the world on a silver platter, to question our own motivations, and to trust our instincts above all else. For in the realm of the trickster demons, the line between truth and lie is blurred, and the price of deception can be the loss of your very soul. Our journey into the abyss brings us now to perhaps the most terrifying concept of all: demonic possession. While other demons may haunt our dreams or manipulate us from the shadows, the possessors seek to completely overpower our will, to invade our very essence and make us their own. Imagine, if you will, the slow, creeping horror of losing control of your own body, your thoughts and actions dictated by a force beyond your comprehension. This is the terrifying reality faced by those unfortunate souls targeted by possessor demons. Among the most notorious of these entities is Asmodeus, the demon of lust and depravity. He preys on those with desires they cannot control, amplifying their urges to a fever pitch and driving them to commit acts of unspeakable depravity. Those under his sway become slaves to their baser instincts, their humanity slowly eroded until only a shell remains. Equally insidious is Zagan, a demon of deception and trickery, who delights in using his victims to spread lies and sow chaos. He twists their words and actions, turning them into puppets dancing to his tune. Those who encounter those possessed by Zagan often find themselves caught in a web of manipulation, unable to discern truth from falsehood. Possession can manifest in many ways, from subtle changes in personality to full-blown physical and mental transformations. Victims may experience blackouts, loss of time, and sudden, inexplicable changes in behavior. They may find themselves speaking in tongues, exhibiting superhuman strength, or displaying an aversion to religious artifacts. The only known method of combating demonic possession is through the ancient ritual of exorcism. This dangerous and complex ceremony pits trained religious practitioners against the possessing entity in a battle for the victim's soul. But exorcisms are not always successful, and even when they are, the victim is often left scarred and broken, haunted by the experience for the rest of their days. The possessor demons serve as a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of the human psyche, the ever-present potential for darkness to take root within us and twist us into something monstrous. They are a cautionary tale about the importance of self-control, the dangers of succumbing to our darkest impulses, and the very real power of evil to claim us as its own. As our exploration of the demonic world nears its end, we turn our attention to entities born not of primordial chaos or fallen grace, but of human suffering itself. These are the Wraiths, vengeful spirits bound to the mortal plane by unfinished business, consumed by an insatiable hunger for revenge. Imagine, if you will, a life cut tragically short, a soul ripped from its mortal coil before its time. Now picture that soul, twisted and corrupted by the intensity of its pain and rage, refusing to move on, instead becoming tethered to the place of its demise. This is the origin of a Wraith. Unlike other demons who are driven by a more general desire for chaos and destruction, Wraiths are fueled by a deeply personal vendetta. They are often tied to the site of their death, doomed to relive their final moments over and over again, their rage and sorrow growing with each passing year. Some Wraiths lash out at anyone foolish enough to cross their path, their touch draining the life force of their victims, leaving behind a chilling cold and an overwhelming sense of despair. Others focus their wrath on a specific target, perhaps the person responsible for their death, or someone who represents everything they have lost. These entities are often depicted as gaunt, skeletal figures, their forms flickering like a dying flame. Their eyes, if they can be called such, burn with an icy fire, reflecting the pain and fury that consumes them. They move with an unnatural swiftness, gliding through walls and across ceilings, their presence heralded by a sudden drop in temperature and a feeling of overwhelming dread. What makes Wraiths particularly dangerous is their relentlessness. They are not bound by the same rules as other demons, and their connection to our world is often stronger, fueled by the intensity of their emotions. They will stop at nothing to achieve their goals, even if it means tormenting the living for centuries to come. The existence of Wraiths serves as a chilling reminder of the power of our own emotions, the way that even in death, anger and sorrow can twist us into something monstrous. They are a cautionary tale about the importance of letting go, of finding peace in the afterlife, lest we risk becoming trapped in an endless cycle of suffering and revenge. And so, our journey into the abyss comes to an end. We've explored the darkest corners of our collective imagination, confronting the terrifying diversity of demons that have haunted humanity for centuries. But these are more than just figures of horror, mere monsters lurking in the shadows. They are reflections of ourselves, embodiments of our deepest fears, our darkest desires given form. The succubus reflects our hunger for connection and pleasure. The shadow person, our primal fear of the unknown. Each demon, in its own way, serves as a reminder of the fragility of our world, the thin line that separates order from chaos, light from darkness. Remember, the next time you feel a chill in the air or see a shadow move out of the corner of your eye, you might not be alone. The demonic world, while terrifying, is also a source of endless fascination, a testament to the boundless capacity of the human imagination. Search the news. Look for the subtle signs, the unexplained occurrences, the shadows that seem to move just a little too quickly. The truth, as they say, is out there, and it is waiting to be discovered.